Hey, Honesties! Welcome back to another episode of Honesty, the podcast, where I keep it real, I keep it raw, and I keep it risky. I'm your girl, Zena. And today, I got a special friend, a special guest in the building. Woohoo! I'm so excited. This is my girl, Shannon.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, say what's up. I miss you
What's
so
up?
much.
Me
Sorry.
too.
Sorry, let me tell them. So Shannon moved to California back in when, 2016?
2016. Wow. You're
Okay,
right,
yeah.
right on the spot.
So I'm gonna take them down memory lane real quick about how we met.
It's the memory.
This was back in 2015. We worked in Zuma. We opened up Zuma NYC, and I'm like, "Who's this girl?" Like, she had this big curly hair, just like full of personality and life. And I'm like, she's just so carefree. Like,
Yeah.
the biggest smile ever. Like, you always had this big ass smile on your face. And I was like, I like her. And the more we started talking, even though you were younger than me, I don't know by how many years.
I think it was about a
I
year.
think it's like a year,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a year.
But then I was like pregnant not long after. So I always felt like I was so much older, but like talking to you was always so refreshing and inspirational, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because one of my favorite things about you was like you always just knew what you wanted.
Yeah.
You're like, I hate New York. I want to leave. I could have been doing this. And like every day you would complain about it. Right?
Would, but I packed my stuff up and I left because I just always knew that New York wasn't the place, my all-in end goal. I saw so much more for myself, and coming back is only a reminder. So now looking back, I think more positively in a sense, because I do feel like at that time I was very negative because it was just so cold and like, me moving, because also I left New York. Like I moved to Atlanta. I moved back when I was 21. Literally legal right off, like as soon as I was legal. Yeah, I would come back. I would come back to New York because I was at this point I was modeling. So I would do like Javits Center and stuff like that, like doing showroom modeling, which I'm grateful to have met so many people through that because I feel like they kind of like helped me navigate the home realm of like commercial acting and modeling and stuff. But now looking back, I'm so grateful that I took that leap of faith. Like I do not regret ever leaving New York. The only thing that I really do miss is being around family. That's so essential for me now that I'm older. I don't have kids, but one day when I do have kids, I definitely want my kids to be close to their grandparents. So eventually I'm going to have to come back to this side of town.
Or at least be bi-coastal.
Yeah,
you can do like summers. We were just talking about that.
Do more summers.
Summer, fall here, winter in LA or wherever.
Yeah, wherever, but definitely being more around family. I think that like keeps me more grounded, and it's just important. Like my parents are getting older. My sister, oh my God, my beautiful sister is getting older, and it's for me, it's just important to be around the ones you've always started with.
Those moments too, right? Yeah. Like milestones she may have crossed at like I don't know 25, 20. Like just different milestones
she's
as sisters.
A lot older now, so I've missed out on like her turning 21.
And like getting her drunk, like
the things like we do. I never really had that with her, but now that we are both older, it's so nice and refreshing, and we can go out and do things and have real conversations. The sisterhood that we have now before, was we were always knit in that, and now we're like more on a very seamless relationship, and I really like that, and I think it had more to do with me and me growing into my womanhood.
I like that you say that because that's like my sister and I too. We're 2 years apart.
We talked about this before, actually.
We did?
Yeah.
Damn, I have the worst fucking memory.
Yeah, we've actually talked about this before, which is so crazy now that we're looking back. Yeah.
Wow. I love a full circle moment because this wasn't even on the outline, and here we are, right?
Yeah.
Because that's something I'm like reflecting on my relationship with my siblings, because for so long I always was like, I wish I was an only child. Like, they gotta be 6 of y'all. God damn. Like
But now it's nice. And that help you get, like...
That's what I'm saying. It's just so nice to just have like your little clan and your little crew of people, right?
Yeah,
Like
your
my
tribe.
sister and my niece are like this. Literally, I don't have to be home for my niece to be comfortable. And it really took like a growth. Like you see how it took your growth for you guys to like build your relationship up. It was me, I think I was like just so entitled for so long. And it's like,
Vice versa.
I'm the youngest girl. Your life should revolve around me. Everything should be me. And it was like,
take it down a notch.
hello. Yeah, and we live together. So it's even like, why aren't you guys speaking of the trivial things and y'all live in the same house? You know what I'm saying? And my siblings who moved away from home, they're always like, oh my God, I miss you guys so much. I'm just like, if you lived here, you wouldn't be saying that.
That's true. But I do feel like in a Caribbean household, I don't know why, but it's kind of like we're put against each other in certain ways. Not saying that my parents did that to me and my sister. I don't feel like they did. But I'll be honest. I'm going to be real. I was a little jealous. My sister, she gets whatever and I get the scrapes. That's how I felt.
That's
but
how
now
my sister
looking
feels
back,
too.
I was literally just with my family and they were like, girl, you were spoiled. That was the problem. And I was like, no, looking back, you're right. I was very spoiled and entitled, and I didn't know what I had then that I don't have now, And not being around family, like me and my mom have such a good relationship now. Me and my dad are growing on our relationship. I've been going to therapy religiously, and I think that opened up a door where I can now see certain patterns that I'm not going to put up with, set boundaries with people. And also just be honest and true and learn how to say things. It's all about communication for me now with everyone, my friends, my relationships, just like people in general, communicating with people and, just respecting people the same way that I want to be respected. I think that's
giving what you demand.
Yeah,
right?
giving what, you demand, you deserve.
Yeah.
And just being very intentional about communicating. I think that's important to me. Growing into this womanhood, just being more sound about things, I love where I am at. I still have a lot more work to do, to be honest.
It's a process. It's a journey.
Process.
Legit.
Every day is a different day for me. Like nothing's ever just going to be the same. Every day I'm growing into the woman that, God intended me to be. But I love her. I love her so much.
I be seeing you on the gram. I'm like, look at my girl glowing, shining, adventurous as fuck.
Her.
Like,
I love her, and I'm only falling more in love with her. It's so crazy. Like a year ago, I was sad and depressed. Like
Why?
losing.
Was it?
I had lost my grandmother. I had gone through a really it was a tough relationship that just like really opened me up so much, and it taught me so much about myself. I had also
was that like
went through a pregnancy.
Really?
I had a miscarriage.
One of the catalysts? I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
It's okay.
There's so much to unpack here.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you comfortable going down that journey?
Or like a little bit, not too much, and just because but just for other women that have gone through it, it's okay. And you will get over it. You'll get past it. And I know it's easier said than done, but it is something that will just mold you into the woman that you need to become. And you're going to learn so much about yourself. And during that process, talk to God. Like, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. Like seriously. But I know a lot of young women that go through that and they don't talk about it. Miscarriage is, I think there's like your first pregnancy is like a 70% rate, if I'm not correct. I mean, don't count me for it, but it's a really high percentage. And that was my first time ever being pregnant. That was my first time going through those emotions. And like, in that sense, I had to it's not about me. It's not about me anymore.
So who was it about if it's not about you? The fact that you can say that while still having to process your feelings, process your emotions.
I was pregnant during the time though, so it wasn't about me. When I was going through it, me after, of course, the miscarriage, but when I was going through it, I learned it wasn't about me. Now my world revolves around this life that I'm bringing to this world. It's not about me anymore. And that was a full realm moment for me because it's always been about me.
Always,
myself, and I.
Trust me, I know. I know.
It's always been about me. And I think having to adapt to that, it's not about me anymore. It's not even about the person that I'm with.
That's funny because I do feel the same way. You were there when I got pregnant. You were there.
I really was.
When I got pregnant, as if she was in the room while I was conceiving.
I think I was one of the first people you had told, though, that
Yeah.
worked. That, like, I had to, like,
You
shut my
were.
mouth. Be like, don't say nothing.
I was like, Shannon, I would murder you. I'm trusting you with this. But even I was 23, which is fairly young in my eyes, right? And coming from a world of everything revolved around me, I wanted to move to California the year I found out I was pregnant.
Really?
Yes. Like,
wow.
On my life, that was my plan for the next stage of my life. It was like, move to California by the end of 2015, go work in a restaurant somewhere. You know, I already have that experience. And then I got pregnant and everything was literally surrounding this new life, you know, that I'm carrying, to the point like we'll go out to bars and I'm like, oh, I can't have anything. I'll just come to talk. Or like I used to like run straight home. You know what I mean?
Literally
like
used to run home. I'd be like, dang, girl. You know, everybody used to go across the street. Used to be like, me and you were out.
We were out walking to the train station. Like, we need
not
to
drinking
go.
every night.
Yeah.
No.
And I actually liked, I was like, damn, I saved so much money while being pregnant. I was about to say, pregnant me again. No, don't do that. I do not need a do-over right now. No, I'm good. Where's the wood? Let me knock on something.
Okay.
But
it's none over here, but I felt
I'm coming out the bushes with this wood. But yeah, I feel like a lot of women, one, the way you have to like, it's like a switch where it's like, all right,
girl,
as much as it's no longer about me, now that I'm speaking about it, I do realize, but it has to be about you, right? Because you can't like nurture this life if you yourself
don't nurture yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. But in the spectrum of you just finding out you're pregnant and going through it, not like maybe if I was like a little bit more months in, but in that like the reality just hit me like, oh, this is really going to be my life and it's going to be in the center of someone else as well. It's not just about me anymore. And I am
do you think you were ready for that change?
Honestly, no. I honestly know I was not ready. And like at the time, my partner and I were like on and off. So I was not ready, but I had to become ready. And that was the thing, like putting all of my selfish ways aside was so hard for me. And in that time, I had lost my grandmother, my grandfather, the last of my grandparents. And I was very close with my grandmother. My grandfather, not so much. But my grandmother, I was extremely close with her.
I remember.
It was so hard. Yeah, I love my grandma. I love her. Like, she always accepted me for who I was. And like reverting back to what I was saying earlier about a Caribbean household, her and my aunt were probably the only two people that really allowed me to be myself, because I know I can be kind of wild, you know, a little adventurous.
You have a lot of personalities.
I have a lot of personalities. I also got ADD, so I'm like bouncing off the wall sometimes. But my grandma always instilled in me to be myself, and she always allowed me to be. Like, my mom would be like, my mom always tried to like tame my personality, and my grandma always like let her be. And I love that, because for me, I always allow people to be themselves around me. I don't want you to alter yourself. I don't want you to feel like you have to belittle yourself. Always be yourself. So I appreciate that my grandma taught me that. You know, that's something I would never forget.
And that's like your outlet to some extent, right? When she as a child, when you're like, you have this big personality and you feel like, damn, maybe I can't do this around my parents, or they're going to tell me to stop. You know, having that freedom, having that person you can go to and be yourself with, like, that makes a huge difference. Your grandma to you is what my grandma is to me too. Like, it's the same.
Cherish every moment you have with her. Like, absolutely. Seriously, because
she passed in 2021.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I've healed from it, you know. Thank you. The hardest part was like helping my daughter heal from it, you know, because that lady had my child like it was hers. Like, I gave birth, girl. She said, my baby. I said, okay, cool. Here you go. Yeah. I'm going to go back to work. Like, literally, that's how my pregnancy went. So, what was it like grieving, losing her, the loss of your grandmother?
I don't know. It makes me sad right now.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice, and we don't have to.
Oh no, it's good to talk about it. What I'm learning, like, it's okay to be a little emotional here and there, but it's definitely good to talk about things that you've like experienced grief. I'm still grieving her. It's only been a year now.
Grief is a never-ending process.
Never.
It hits you in waves.
Yes, it comes in waves. And I always tell someone that's going through that, like, some days you're going to feel great. Some days you're going to feel guilty for feeling great. That is the worst.
That is,
like, when you feel guilty for feeling great is by far the worst. And I would not wish this on my own enemy if I had one. I wouldn't.
I know.
I wouldn't, because it's so hard, like, overcoming that. And yeah, it was very intense for me. But you know what? I feel her with me all the time. It's actually so insane how much I feel her. And it's kind of scary because I am spiritual in a sense, but I never like really, believed in, I guess,
deep into it,
like tapped into
occult,
like spirits and what a ghost, if you want to call them a ghost. Like, I've never been that type of person, but I always feel her around me. I feel so safe, which is insane because I live in downtown LA. If y'all know what downtown LA is, the ghetto.
That's just off of what I see on the Instagram.
The ghetto, the luxury ghetto.
Yes.
It's very expensive, doorman and everything, and I'm paying my arm, my leg, and my butthole. But it's the ghetto. Like, you pass Third, I'm seeing homeless people outside, and it's just really unfortunate. Skid Row is probably like a 12-minute drive for me, and seeing so many people, maybe like 15 minutes, but still, that's too close. Too close for comfort for me. But like seeing, the people that are like drug addicts and stuff that are my age, it's just really sad and unfortunate. But with that, I try to like help out like on Wednesdays or Tuesdays. Sometimes I go and I feed the homeless. And I just feel her presence with me. Like, I really do feel safe. Like, it's so weird.
It's like your own guardian angel.
Literally. It is. And
that energy never died.
It never died.
You know what's funny? Because the spirit never dies. It's the body that goes.
That's true.
So that's why when you're like, it's weird, it's not weird. And I feel like people need to normalize that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I've always done well with grief and death.
Really?
Strange, yeah.
Wow.
Very strange. Like, I remember,
even with your grandma?
Even with my grandma.
That's beautiful.
And then when I was like 17, 18, my aunt passed away like the day after Christmas. And like,
sorry.
Thank you. Even though I was so young, I can't even give you the age because math is not my thing. My girl was 21. Yeah, I was 21. I'm like, girl, it's 2023. You 32 now. I felt like so many people in my family like leaned on me to be the rock, you know what I mean? To like cater to their feelings. And that's just how I followed through death for the rest of my time so far. It's like my grandmother passing. I have to be strong for my mother, my siblings, my daughter, my cousin who lost her mother. Like, and I don't know. I think it's just the comforting thing of knowing like they're always with me. I can still talk to her if I want to. I can still see her, if I dream, if I have like visions, if I don't smoke no weed, my dream's going to be strong as
I am screaming.
The dream's going to be,
Yeah, dreaming.
Yeah. So I think it's important for people to like change your perspective on, not change it, or at least be more open to death.
I think what has helped me a lot though is writing. Like in the morning, I write, I meditate. Yeah, I journal, I meditate, and sometimes I even just talk to God. Like that's a form of meditation to me. Absolutely. Like talking to God. But I feel her most present when I'm like walking or if I'm driving. I just feel her presence around me. And the only reason why I say it's weird is because I never had this feeling before that, Like I never, the sense of security that I feel now that I didn't feel before, and the safety,
the protection.
Yeah, the protection. Yeah. Like I honestly feel like she is like right here.
What's up, Grandma?
It's crazy to me, like, and I feel just so warm sometimes. And like even like when I was going through that relationship, I really feel like if it wasn't for her spirit around me, I don't know if I would have made it. Really unfortunate to say, but it's so true. Like, I really don't know if I would have made it, like, out of that, like, having the strength to, like, actually get myself out of this situation and work on me and being the best version of myself. I think women, we get so comfortable sometimes being with someone just because of
Just to
whatever
have
they
someone,
have, or
or
whatever they have, or being comfortable in the sense of like, you don't want to be alone, you know, even when they're not right for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know it, you feel it, but you still with them. And I think it's very important to know your worth and knowing that you are the prize. I'm very big on that. I'm always going to be the prize, and that other person can be the prize too, but we aren't the prize together. You know what I'm saying?
He said we aren't, or we are.
No, like, you can be a prize, and your partner that's probably not right for you can be a prize as well. But what if they're not the prize with you?
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then it's
Like,
it's not even worth it.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. Like,
I want a complete prize. I don't want to be the half off in this situation.
I'm the gift,
yeah.
okay? And I want you to be the Christmas tree, and I'm sitting right underneath.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry
Wrapped
Christmas.
up. You know, like, seriously.
No,
though.
I'm dead serious. I just said ho, 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 Merry Christmas, because Christmas is around the corner.
No, I understand.
But I definitely understand that analogy.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm adding some. You already have your foundation. I'm just adding
I'm adding to it. And you're adding on to me too.
Exactly.
Because the Christmas tree, you need the gifts, you know, to put underneath the Christmas tree. So it's like, you're adding. And I think that's very important, especially in our generation. The way relationships are viewed now, it's very scary.
Girl.
Like, women putting up with like cheating, gaslighting, abuse. Like, it's very, very scary times. I just want to remind women out there, like, you, madam, are the prize. Period.
And know your worth. I think that's
really
what it
are.
comes down to. Like, if you don't know your worth, you tolerate
everything and anything.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, how do you feel when you go to sleep at night? Are you feeling whole? Are you feeling supported by your partner? Are you actually happy? That's where you got to take it. I was going to sleep sometimes, I'm like next to him, and I'm like,
why am I here?
Literally, I would leave so early sometimes, like 4:30 in the morning, 5 a.m. Granted, he had work too, but like, there were times like I just didn't like.
You didn't want to be in that space.
I didn't want to be in that space. I wanted to be home.
How long were you together for?
Like a year and a half.
Okay. And I'm guessing that's the thing. It's like, a lot of times these relationships, they start off nice, right?
Oh yeah, girl. Like, not even love bombing. Ugh, that's what they worst.
Do. They put on the most perfect self, and then within a couple of months, whether it's 6 months, whether it's a year, you see the real person. And I feel like a lot of us, we get so comfortable with what we've already saw. Or there's a hope like they might go back to who they were when we first started dating, or when we first got into this relationship. And for them, it's like, well, I gave you the best. You stayed. I'm giving you worse. You should probably start leaving, but you're still staying. So it's only going to decline. Like, the probability of a man coming back and giving you 100% after giving you 10%.
Not even. They might give you 0.
That's what I'm saying.
You're still sticking around, hanging on a thread. For what?
They going to do what you allow them to do. And as women, we
absolutely.
just be sitting. I don't know if it's the clock ticking thing of, you got to have kids, you got to find a partner.
Yeah, that scarcity mindset.
Exactly. Or there's not enough men out there.
Mindset. Like, it's like, yeah, there's not enough men. But listen, you kind of attract where you are in life. That is the number one thing I noticed. Like, that. when you are very intentional and more whole, you're going to attract that. Like, I don't care what, like, you cannot tell me otherwise. Yes, there are people that are leeches that see,
the energy that you're giving.
Yeah,
so
the energy so they want to latch on. But you being so whole, and you can see it from day one and remove yourself from that, right? I think where I've been in life, I've always been in a relationship. This is the first time that I'm actually like, I'm really enjoying being single. Nice. I'm enjoying it.
Why so much?
because seriously, like the last couple of years I've been in relationships, and I feel like
you haven't forgot to like really be by yourself and know yourself. This is why you say when you're
yeah,
like you're falling in love with the woman you are, because
I
you're
love
really
her.
getting to know yourself.
Love her.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm really getting to know myself, and also I am setting boundaries with people, which cannot be broken.
And what does that look
for
like
me.
for you, your friendships, especially moving to LA, right? I'm guessing you had
Mhm.
to forge a lot of new friendships and relationships, right?
Yeah.
Some whether you already knew them and you had to grow those, and somewhere it's like, damn, I got to start from scratch.
Yeah.
But it's like, even with friendships, like boundaries are important, point blank, period.
Mhm.
So, how has it been navigating, forging new friendships, maintaining your boundaries, putting yourself first, still showing up for others in a whole new city? I mean, granted, you've been there for quite some time now, right?
Yeah, like 7.5 years, almost 8
Yeah.
years. So crazy. Oh my God. That's telling my age. I'm young. 21 forever.
Forever 21.
Forever 21.
This is not an ad.
But I would say navigating throughout LA with friendships have came so seamless to me only because a lot of my friends have moved from New York.
That's the best.
I'm so grateful. I have such a great group of women around me. And also, those are the women that, you know, when I went through what I went through, they were there. They were there. They were kind of hard on me, not gonna lie, but they were there. Sometimes you need that.
Exactly.
And I needed it. I needed it. I mean, like, do you know
and you're
who you
hard-headed,
are?
like
I am hard-headed, okay? They're like, do you know who you are? And I'm like, you're right. You're right.
Just like helping you realize.
Yeah,
like,
helping, not even realize, because I always knew, but to remember.
Reminder.
Sometimes you get to a point where it's like, you're so, I guess, comfortable in a situation, you kind of forget who you are.
Sure. Yeah. You lose yourself.
You lose yourself in a sense, being in someone else's shadow sometimes, and like, just, you know, not like doing the shadow work you need to do on yourself, right? But in LA, I do feel like I have such a great group of girlfriends, and it has been easy for me, but I have heard a lot of horror stories for others. And I know to the mass media, LA seems extremely superficial.
Your LA is not a real place. This is what they say.
I know, but it is what you make it.
I personally love when I visit there.
I love it.
I love it.
I do love it. But I have like a love-hate relationship with it only because it is superficial in some senses, where you feel like you're kind of in La La Land. But I've been there for so long.
Huh? Delulu Land, La La Land.
Delulu Land, but I'm delusional, okay? I'm a delusional woman, and it's gotten me very far in life.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes
it has got being delusional. You have to.
You have to.
Okay, you really have to, especially as an entrepreneur. You have to be delusional,
about your goals.
And you will get where you need to go. But I have noticed in LA, it can be a lot harder for some people moving and like assessing those relationships with people, especially in Los Angeles. I feel that, you know, I know social media is a very present thing, and some people getting caught up in the lifestyle of social media and the status of some women and men that they kind of want to be around. But baby, when you are yourself, you will attract like-minded individuals. Seriously. And I do think my friend group reflects me perfectly. Like, perfectly.
From what I see online, yes, they do.
I think they reflect me perfectly. I have a lot of them I've known for like 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a lot of them like almost 10 years. It's just so insane. And I've just seen the growth over the years on both ends, like myself and them, and how we have grown together, and understanding that we also have lives outside of our friendship. Like, one of my friends has a beautiful son. Love him, and I love what he, you know, brings to the group. And it's like opening up the chapter of motherhood for the other women in the group.
Yeah.
And
oh, I love that.
Yeah, another one of my friends just had a baby, and oh my God, I love him. And like I love kids, and I've always been so selfish, but being around kids, you have to be selfless.
Yeah. That's a
And they
whole
really
different
show you
person.
a different side of the world, like another dimension in a sense.
And their innocence,
Yeah,
like
they're innocent. And
sometimes,
you know, kids know
yeah.
if they don't like somebody,
Oh,
something wrong with them.
that
Stay
energy.
far away.
They feel that energy for sure. This is
Yeah,
why I
for
don't like
sure.
forcing my daughter to say hi to this
Hi or hug
person or hug.
people.
No, I don't
Yeah.
do that. No,
Mm-mm.
she gonna look at you, hi, and they gonna look at me. Really? I'm like, yep, that's what you got.
Yeah.
Because that's what she's comfortable with giving. Like
allowing her to have those boundaries as well. That's very important. And you know, in a Caribbean household, they don't play that. They're like, go say hi, go hug your cousin, go kiss. I don't want to.
So it's so funny because that's how my family is, right? Avery, give me a kiss, and like banging her, and she's like, no, I don't want to.
I love that.
And they
Stand your ground, big girl.
When I like support her in those decisions, they're in disbelief because they're like, there's no way you're not gonna make her say hi to me. I don't make her do anything, honestly speaking.
Yeah, she's her own individual.
Yeah.
And I think we forget that as adults too. Like, kids are also humans and they also have feelings, and allowing them to express themselves in so many ways. It's okay.
It's exactly.
If they don't like something, they don't like something. If they do, they do. And one thing I have noticed with my friends that do have kids, they are very much like that.
Nice.
They allow them kids to be themselves, and I love that because that's only teaching me how to be a parent one day. I really respect. I'm learning. I really am. Like, I babysit a lot. Nice. Haven't done it in a while, but I did like last month, and it was really nice. And it was with I think he's 4 months or 5 months now.
Little baby.
Yeah, no, he's a baby, like crying, and it just taught me patience. Like, it's okay. Like, they're normally crying for the bottle, or you got to change the diaper, or you got to burp them.
Yeah,
3 things.
Like 3 things.
Literally,
or they're tired.
Or they're tired. 4. Or they're tired.
But
simple. Just like learning patience, which is why I like being around kids, and even like I've been like dog sitting a lot. And just I love.
Who are you? I love it.
I don't know who I am.
No,
I'm learning her. Like, I'm a whole new Shannon.
Exactly.
A whole new Shannon. Like, and I really do love the person that I'm becoming right now.
I love her.
I love her too.
I do.
I really
like
do.
This is when I say who are you, like, I know it may come off as a negative thing, but it's like I'm excited, I'm happy because I see the growth. I may not have been there for every step of your journey, but like what I remember, like I always look at people who's younger than me as a baby. I know, fucking terrible. It could be a year, and I'm like,
1 year, but I'm okay with it.
So I always like looked at her like, look at this little baby, so to see you like blossom into who you are, I feel like a proud mom. Is that word to say?
And you do a beautiful job at being a mother. Honestly, I see so much growth in you, and you do it beautifully.
Thank you.
Seriously, I love the woman that you are becoming. I love how you're raising your daughter and allowing her to be herself. And I love this whole path of entrepreneurship you have reached. Like, it's beautiful. And you like taking this role on doing it on your own. It's all in alignment with the woman that you need to be.
That is
seriously
correct.
It is.
My word for this year is alignment, because I didn't know how important it was to be aligned and to have things aligned, whether it's my relationship, whether it's my work, whether it's entrepreneurship, and being like, I don't want to do a group thing anymore. Like, I know my purpose. I know my path. And to me, this is a part of my purpose. So I was like, yeah, it's time,
Yeah.
And it's like, and I just feel like when you have to prove something to yourself, forget about anybody else. Like, I'm going to go so hard to prove it to myself, because that's who it matters to at the end of the day. It's nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually on the same journey too. So I've started
tell me more.
Rosedale, which is a woman athleisure line, fitness. Yes. Which that has changed my life. Fitness.
Because you be going hard.
I do. Okay. I do like HIIT workouts.
Take me on that journey.
I'm trying to remember the year that I really like New York. I was already kind of active. I was going to like Soul Cycle, Equinox. Like, I was already like, before I came to work, I had already did a whole hour-and-a-half workout. But I think when I moved to LA, because the weather is so nice there, I became even more in tune with like my health and wellness lifestyle. So like going on hikes. I was in this hiking group. We would hike every Saturday at 10 a.m. at Runyon, and it was just nice. It was like
Every Saturday.
every
So if
Saturday,
you're
10 a.m. A
hungover.
group with a group of football players. It was like football players and influencers and people that are trying trainers. It was really nice, and it was all Black people.
Nice.
They didn't even have a name, but now I'm a part of this group called the Body Shop by Jess, and it's a beautiful collective group of people of color that we work out. We used to work out like during the week, but now we only do it Saturdays at 8 a.m. And yeah, and then the week we used to work out at 7 a.m. and men 6 a.m. But yeah, it's a great group. It's taught me so much about myself. But before that, I was always in a group. I even had my own Runyon or like a hiking group. Yeah, I did my first hiking group, I want to say a little before COVID, and it was a success. It was 90% men, but
listen, they showed up and
they
showed
up, they showed out.
A lot of women don't like to,
and a lot of those guys I work out with to this day, which is so crazy.
You build like your own community.
A whole community. I love it. But yeah, it had led me to start my own brand, which I have not launched yet because now I'm doing cut and sew. So I originally started doing wholesaling. I'm learning. It's a learning curve.
It's girl.
Every day I'm learning something new. I've spent a lot of money in it, so I'm ready to just get it out there. It is an investment, but it's an investment in myself. And I've also learned not to rush the process, because last year I was like, I'm gonna launch in October, and I just keep pushing it back because this is really a representation of myself.
Absolutely.
Like, I have always been known for my sense of style. I think,
No, trust me.
I like literally. So it's like, for me, if I'm going to release something, I want it to really represent me.
Who you are.
But also this brand, I really want it to speak for all women, all size, shape, and color.
Okay.
Like, I really want it to be a diverse, versatile brand. And, hopefully it leads the door with me opening up my own studio in Jamaica, because there's not that many studios there.
Like fitness studios?
Fitness studios. There's not many fitness studios. And then also people can't really afford it. So like doing a nonprofit, maybe some of the proceeds from my brand, like maybe like 3 or 4% could go back. Yeah. Maybe I can pull fabric from Jamaica. Like I'm really trying to think of ways where I can really include like my background and like my history of where my family's from. That's really important to me, and giving back to my community of people.
I love that.
But yeah, eventually I want to open up my own studio. Like that's something I've always envisioned for myself, like a wellness studio where it's not just like working out, it's also like therapy, free therapy sessions, yoga, meditation, sound bowls. Like I would love to have that in Jamaica. I would love to have that in New York. I think we need more places like that are more affordable for people of color. Yeah. There's like one spot, and it's yoga to the people that they had. I used to do that all the time. That helped me so much because I didn't have the funds to spend $30 for a yoga session. That's crazy when I need to go 4 times a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
$200 is crazy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's crazy at that time, and even now, like, health and wellness should be affordable.
Yeah.
It should be affordable.
Luxury when it shouldn't
and it shouldn't be a luxury.
Yeah,
it shouldn't. It should be accessible to all people of all colors, all ages, period. And I feel like they make it a luxury, and I don't really stand for that. So my brand will be definitely creating a studio where I can give back to my community, because those groups like the Body Shop and they didn't really have a group name for the other groups that I was in. But they were very affordable, and they were free.
Oh, wow.
Some of them were free, so I love that. I love giving back to my community. And I love being
forward too. It's like you got to experience this free or low cost, and look how this has like shaped and molded you into the person you are today.
And mold me.
So why not?
Like, I had a temper before. Yeah. I am so much more sounded and just like very intentional about the things I say. I was talking to my friends earlier at lunch, and I was like, I really like to listen to understand, not to respond. Before in the past, I would just respond and say any and everything. And now I really just like take it in really hear the person, even if I don't agree.
Yeah.
Really hear them and then respond, but like just listening to respond is crazy.
And that's how a lot of arguments and like mundane conversations go on, because you didn't hear me or I didn't hear you.
I was so in my head on listening to respond versus listening to actually understand where you were coming from. Even if I don't agree, there's still some understatement, like you hearing the person, and I think within my friend group, that is something that I would say that we have all instilled in each other, being more patient, because a majority of us are from the East Coast. We're from either New York, Rhode Island. Yeah, New York for the most part.
East Coast energy is different.
It's different. We just respond.
Yeah.
But we all live in California now, and I have noticed like so much growth in us and how we speak to each other. And, we don't have family out there. We are each other's family. And I've just like noticed how we pour into each other so much. I'm so grateful. That
makes
me
want to cry.
It does make me a little emotional. Not to the point of crying, but it does make me
happy emotion.
Yeah, it's a happy emotion. Like, I'm very grateful to have such a well-balanced group of friends.
Yeah.
Like, I really am grateful.
A lot of people don't get that.
And when I have introduced other girlfriends to my, I guess my best friends, they always have something nice to say. I haven't been around them when they have something bad to say. There's rarely any drama in my group, which, thank you. God,
I love that.
Keep it that way.
I love that.
I hear a lot of women that talk about there's always drama, and that's why I'm not friends with women like that. Nah. Yeah. There's rarely drama in our group, and if it is drama, it ain't with us. It's with somebody else. And that's how I know that they're the problem.
And it's not y'all.
Yeah, it's not me, or it's not us. And not to say I'm not perfect. I'm a little spicy too.
We have our moments.
But I will say this: for the most part, it's very healthy, and that is all I'm going to surround myself around, is a healthy relationship that like actually communicates, actually hears each other, takes time, and pour into each other. Like I'm a very I guess emotional being, where I like to pour into my friends, because it is a relationship.
Absolutely.
Like at the end of the day, it is.
It is.
Every relationship, even with my mom, like, I asked her like a couple months ago. Caribbean people don't like to talk about nothing.
Girl, especially not feelings.
Especially not feelings. But I asked my mom, like, how can I support you more? What are the areas that I'm lacking in? Like, do you feel like I listen to you? Do you feel like you can confide in me? My mom's like, yeah, I feel like now that we're apart, me being far apart has definitely helped our relationship. But I'm about to be up underneath her for a week. I've been prolonging it because I've been spending time with my little sister. But this
so you are extending your trip?
Yeah, I extended it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here for a little bit. And I really extended it because I wanted to spend more time with my family and friends. But yeah, I'm going to be with my mom. And this is like the first time in a long time that you
guys get to be together.
Yeah, get to be together. She like see me outside of like everyone else being around, just me and my mom spending quality time together. And I'm like really looking forward to it. Because it's been a long time. Like, I left the house when I was 21 and I haven't been back.
Yeah, it's been.
Like, I come to visit, but
it's not
I
the
be
same.
doing my own thing, like.
Literally, when you come to visit, like, you try to see your friends, you try to
literally,
hang
girl,
out.
New York, I don't even like telling people I'm here because it's just like, when am I going to see you? And I'm just like, I'm really here for my family.
To make time for
everybody.
First of all, thank you for making time for me
today. Of course, and thank you for having me.
Of course. I was like, it's so funny because before I even knew you were in New York, I was going to DM you like, girl, when are you coming back to New York? Because I swear to you, I have a list of guests I want on my show.
But why did I have a feeling, though?
On there. Like, clearly, we're in sync. Shit is in alignment.
I had a feeling, and I was like, I don't know. I'm nervous.
She's like, I watched these clips she put out. This girl be having people out there telling their business.
Yeah, I did see those, and that scares me. But you know what? I love that people are... like this whole realm of the podcast industry, people are allowed to be themselves in a safe zone. It creates a safety, you know? So I do appreciate that. And I feel safe enough to talk to you and safe enough to share bits of my story. But
snippets.
Yeah, just the growth in general, seeing
like stuff that
people
can
talk
help
about things.
people.
Yeah,
You know what
I
mean?
love
I love
podcasts,
that.
but it's only like a few that I watch, and I definitely watch one by Jay Shetty.
Okay,
I
know.
I
He's
love
like
Jay
super
Shetty.
positive, like new perspectives, new
Oh my
insight.
God, the way this man has helped me he doesn't even know me. I never even met him before, which is
not
shocking.
the therapist. He's been your on-screen therapist.
My off-screen therapist, but definitely changed me so much watching and listening. I would listen to it on my way to like work. When I worked for someone in the past, I would always I think his podcasts are at 30 to 40 minutes, so that was just enough time in the car. I got like 30 minutes in listening to it.
That's like
versus listening to Audible, because I like to like read and fill paper.
Okay,
but his podcast has definitely changed me in certain ways, which made me a little bit comfortable coming today. So I'm like, there are different conversations you can have.
Absolutely, yeah.
On a podcast. Like, I do feel like some are just like, dang.
Like, you're not limited to talk about the low vibrational.
Yeah.
I be doing it here too. However,
yeah, talk about everything.
Cater to your guests. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm gonna cater to my girl. I just want to have a conversation with my girl.
Yeah.
So I thank you. Thank you so much
for
coming out. Do you want to drop your social media handle?
So my social media handle is at Shannon, SHANNON SELLIOTT, Shannon S. Elliott.
She put the whole thing out there.
Thank you.
And follow her your brand, Rosedale.
And Rosedale
build
World.
Up that social media.
Yes. Rosedale World, which is ROSEDALE World, WORLD. And that is my Woman Athleisure brand that will be dropping very soon.
When the time is right.
I'm looking forward to that.
Listen, if it's going to have my ass sitting up here, I'm going to need like 10 pairs. Okay?
Girl, I'm trying to cater to all sizes, because I noticed too, like I'm 5'7". Sometimes like the leggings, they like stop a little before they're short.
And I hate like when I'm working out, I'm feeling my leg on the leg extension.
Yeah, and then you have to keep pulling it up.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I definitely want to like cater to all women, all shapes, all sizes. That's like really important to me, because a lot of these brands, they're shaped for, Europeans. And I'm not European.
Exactly. At all.
At all. Okay, I got some boobs, I got some butts. I want it to
we
fit
got the jiggle.
A little, it's not like big, but it's a little something there. And I need it to fit right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Listen, I cannot wait, honestly speaking. Like, I'm a fitness girl now.
Okay, and I love it. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. So I will be copping up when it's time. I guess I have to say goodbye. I don't want to, but thank you so much for coming on, for being open and transparent with me, for sharing your story, and for taking me down memory lane, honestly speaking, because this conversation with you, like, took me back to some things within me, and so I'm grateful for that. And honesties, I shall see you all next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and tune in. All right. Bye.